Shall we stand for the anthems? For the anthem?
Your Excellency, this is the time that the Director of Ceremonies is going to take over the rest of the program. And the Director of Ceremonies is the Minister for the Presidency, Honorable Millie Babirie Babalanda. Your Excellency, before she takes over, I would like to take this opportunity with great humility to thank you for the appointment that you gave me. Your Excellency, now I'm the Special Presidential Assistant. My name is Alice Muwanguzi, Special Presidential Assistant. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, I've been Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, the Defense Spokesperson, a Co-Deputy Director of Ceremonies. Madam Minister, you are welcome.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, National Chairman of the mighty party Nrm, Retired General Dr. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The First Lady and Minister of State, Minister of Education and Sports, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni. Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, Retired Major Jessica Alupo Rosepe, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Right Honorable Nabanja, Robin Amsafi, the Third Deputy Prime Minister, Right Honorable Lukia Isanga Nakadama, the Right Honorable Secretary General of the NRM Party, Right Honorable Richard Todron, Honorable Ministers and Ministers of State, the Honorable Members of Parliament, members of the Central Executive Committee present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellency, we are joined by the national formal leaders. His Excellency, Vice President Sekandi Chiwanka, and the Right Honorable Chintu Musoke. The traditional leaders, the religious leaders, Deputy Head of Public Service and Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, Permanent Secretaries, all service chiefs and senior security officers, the RDCs, RCCs and deputies, LC5 chairpersons, all NRM, NRA freedom fighters present, all Ugandans following the function live on TV, radio, and digital platforms. The abazukulu ba Muzeeyi, abazukulu ba Museveni, all the people of Kakumiro, Your Excellency, in a special way, you are also joined by a special guest, Mr. Deepak Mehta, the Managing Director and CEO Global Gases Group, United Arab Emirates. Abanyoro inywena, musibire muta, mwebale kwija. First of all, I take the opportunity to welcome you all to Kakumiro. I wish to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and the Cabinet for allowing us to celebrate this year's Liberation Day in Kakumiro. As you are aware, since 2020, The country has been facing the challenges of COVID-19 and Ebola, which would not permit us to host these celebrations outside Kololo Independence Grounds due to restrictions of the standard operating procedures. I thank the National Organizing Committee under my leadership and coordinated by the Secretary Office of the President, Haji Yunus Kakande, for the arrangements of today's event. Thank you so much. Today we are not only celebrating the 37th Liberation Anniversary, we are also thanking God for the life of our dear President, who has guided us through the difficult times when the country and the entire world were faced with the COVID-19 pandemic and the resulting global economic slowdown. When we gather each year to celebrate this day, we do not only celebrate the end of the third chapter of wars and backwardness in this country, but we celebrate and thank God for the continuing guidance and transformation efforts of the NRM government under Mzee Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, our visionary leader. Your Excellency, sir, on behalf of all the Ugandans who do not have the chance to speak through this microphone today, allow me to commend you for the NRM government's fulfillment of the promise to improve household incomes. This is becoming a reality through the parish development model. I appeal to leaders at all levels not to look at this program as Muzee's program and to effect leaving responsibility of sensitizing the people to him, but to come out collectively to mobilize the people in your areas to participate and monitor its implementation. Mzee Museveni has set a tone at the top to ensure that the program succeeds. It's up to you as leaders to be creative and work out the effective and efficient ways of implementing the program. And this is the only way we can achieve transformation of this country and to secure the future of the next generation. We need to combine all our energies to support the implementation of the NRM Manifesto, our guiding document, as we soon embark on our third year of this term, 2021-2026. Your Excellency, sir, our biggest challenge as a country is failure of our people and some of our leaders to understand and appreciate the NRM ideology. If all Ugandans were following your guidance and implemented your vision, this country would have achieved middle-income status many years ago, and household incomes would be quite good. Your Excellency, however, allow me to report to you that by the close of 2022, sir, the bar for the love of Museveni and NRM government by Ugandans had tremendously risen. This can be confirmed by the voices heard and praises being made across the country. Your Excellency, all this has been made possible by your good leadership and the practical programs that are uplifting the common man at the grassroots. Lastly, sir, I also take the opportunity to thank our disciplined forces for protecting Ugandans from border to border and for managing the bad political actors who wanted to use poor political methods to destabilize our country. Your Excellency, allow me to commend the people of Kakumiro for voting NRM and you, sir, for appointing the Right Honorable Robin Anabanja Msafiri, who is a daughter of the soil, as the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. At this juncture, and with your permission, Sir Excellency, allow me to invite the Right Honourable Prime Minister to come and deliver her message. Thereafter, she will invite you, sir, to address Ugandans. I thank you all for God and my country. Babidi Emile Babalanda, Minister in charge of Presidency. Thank you.
Mukama wange President wa Uganda Yoweri Kaguta Museveni leka ntwala omugisa guno kutangirira hano Kakumiro webale kwijja omulungi abantu ba Kakumiro muubire President niwe nabagambira ikire inywena mwemerere muube mungalo muube kye mukaine Mukama wange President abantu ba hano bakyakwenda. Your Excellency and Mama, I wish to officially welcome you to Kakumiro District, Bunyoro Sub-Region, and also congratulate you upon reaching 37th Nrm Liberation Anniversary. Your Excellency, the Vice President and your husband, the Third Deputy Prime Minister, dear colleagues, the Cabinet Ministers, the Secretary General of the mighty party NRM, the Ministers of State, SEC members, members of Parliament, former national leaders, religious leaders and traditional leaders, the RDCs, the LC5 chairpersons from the country, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to Bunyoro Sub-Region. I wish to thank the President, the Cabinet, and the National Organizing Committee for a well-organized function, but also for accepting Kakumiro to host the 37th NRA Liberation Day. Your Excellency and Mama, I also want to take this opportunity to thank the District Organizing Committee for coordinating well with the National Organizing Committee to make this day a success. Your Excellency and Mama, the people of Kakumiro, Bunyoro Sub-Region, and all Ugandans appreciate the fundamental change ushered in by yourself and NRM government, and that is why over the years we have overwhelmingly voted for you and NRM leaders. And let me take this opportunity to thank all Ugandans for supporting you, Mr. President, from the days of UPM, and eventually the NRM government. This is because of the numerous achievements that include peace and security. Countrymen and women, you cannot talk of development without security. Your Excellency, the other achievement we have attained is democracy, where we have been able to elect our leaders even after 5 years. That's a big achievement. Your Excellency, infrastructure. Before the NRM government, there was no tarmac roads in Bunyoro sub-region. Munu akaba atali mu nguudo, itwe batulangiraga omucuucu. Mukama wange President ningonza kusiima n'abataka nywena musiime enguudo za chorus. The road from Chigumba, Masindi Hoima, Kagadi is a big achievement and a relief to us as this region. The road from Mubende, Kakumiro, Chibale, Kagadi is another first-class tarmac road, and people have appreciated. Muchirozire mutabarungi. Your Excellency, Hoima Bulisa, Kakumiro, Buhimba, Hoima, Kaisotonya. Zinu zone engudo ziziramulembe gwai. Ogwawe, Your Excellency, kunu twalitamanyire chorus, nyewe kasoma, naika university ntamanyire ntakaroraga chorus, mpaka mwana duroze nimpikire mitiana. Nalitakaroraga chorus. Baito hati chorus ingije tulimuzigati, Your Excellency. Thank you for your wise leadership. Electricity. Your Excellency, all districts in the country, apart from 2, are connected to the national grid. As you guided, we are targeting that every sub-county should be connected to electricity. And this has brought development, by the way. In Kakumiro, for example, all sub-counties are connected to the national grid. And this is a big achievement. Amasanyalaze Kakumiro, Buligombora Tirigayina. But we have just a few villages that we must connect. Kinu kiyambiro abantu to do small-scale industries. Value addition, Juakali, which has created employment to our youth. Your Excellency, health. Before 1986, both infant mortality and maternal mortality rates were very high. But because of mass immunization strategy and your wise guidance on primary health care, among other health interventions, the quality of life of our people has greatly improved. Tosobola ati kubaza bya polio kunu. Abana bakufa polio, measles, the 6 killer diseases that wasomaga. Tizikialio titukiaina na biba zao. I think even the educationists will fail to get what to examine. They used to ask us and question us in our schools. The 6 killer diseases. Tibikialio mzei. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, webale kusomesa abana under USE and UPE. Abana baitu bakusoma. Oiroho alowe ekizibu ekinkwenda kubaza butunu kamumanyire nnyo. Your Excellency, ali mu charges z'amasomero eziretereze abana baitu kuruga mu masomero. Ekyo nkusaba tukikwatanize itwena. Tuchikwata amahembe tujja kukimarawo na mama ogu nkumwesiga. Your Excellency, oil and gas. Ngonza kusima, I want to thank you, Your Excellency. Before your leadership, nobody could talk about oil and gas. Yesterday, but one, you launched the drilling of oil in our region, and we're expecting oil in 2025. Your Excellency, thank you for granting Kakumiro and Kagadi, because you have never been here, Your Excellency. Kakumiro is now a district and you can see the developments. Thank you so much, Muzei. You gave us a district, you gave us Kagadi, and now services are closer to the people. Thank you for also giving us Hoima City as Bunyoro sub-region. Your Excellency, land. We thank you for the relentless efforts towards addressing the land question in Bunyoro sub-region, like you have done in other regions. Under the Uganda Land Fund, government has so far paid for 81,879 hectares of land at a cost of 75 billion to over 450 landlords across the country. This includes the 55 square miles in Bugangaizi and Buyaga. Bugangaizi is 55 square miles. Buyaga and Buyanja is 168 square miles of land. This is in a bid to fulfill your pledge of ensuring that Bibanja holders get tenure, safe tenure. Your Excellency, some of these beneficiaries are here. Okuja gaba ebyapa, ojja kukola demi check, abantu abajja kufuna ebyapa 2,207 barohan. Era nkwenda kusiima omukyala n'abakooba na Ministry ya Lands kuluga December batahanu abantu babateekaniza tubantunire ebyapa omutwalo gumu byte processes zatukwata. So 2,207, Your Excellency, ebyapa 2,207 kubigaba hanu Kagadi, Kakumiro na Kibale, it's a big achievement. Abo bayirombwavu tukabagamba muzeeyi ali ameini ekyokukola n'akimanya. Oyiro nkwenda kusaba onyambo onteekerewo iraka kuyambawo omukyala n'abakoboogo. Mu Ministry ya Lands tulina abakozi abakumala kulungi. Baitu bakwendaga kupangisa kampani nizo zikole systematic land demarcation. Ekyo tinkwikiraniza nakyo, Your Excellency. Habwokuba kikubeera too costly for nothing. Kandi abakozi omu Ministry tubayina. Tusoboire kukola ebyapa 2,207 omu wiiki nkayina nitukolesa abakozi ba government. I wish we had started earlier. Eitaka lino lyona lituyembalizeewo tukubaye tumaze lisalamu ebyapa at a very minimal cost. Nkusaba, Your Excellency, bwenda abandesire ensonga eyo onteekerewo omukono. Tukolesa abakozi abaitu abali mu Ministry omu. Ebyokwikaara tubikangye, hakuna kulala. Your Excellency, Parish Development Model, the Honorable Babalandaji balizeewo tinja kubamalira bwire, baitu abantu b'ensi ne basiima. Webale kuyiiya yaako. Bainanga ba Parish Development Model muzeeyi tagabwire. Mumuteerero mu ngalo. Baitu agimujja kufuna. Emiliyoni 25 ziri account. Nezindi 25 zikwija. Omwaka gwona milioni 10. Emyaka 2024 milioni 10. 23 milioni 10. 25 milioni 10. 26 milioni 10. 27 milioni 10. 28 milioni 10. Muzeeyi, fete tujja kukyusa. Mukama wange President, deka kanu nkabaza omulunyoro. Okay, let me take this opportunity, Your Excellency, to thank you for elevating me to the position of Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda. With your guidance, Your Excellency, I promise to continue serving this country diligently. Your Excellency, tubaye tukozere ekipapula kyaitu k'abantu ba Bunyoro. Abebembezi boona aba Bunyoro tukaikaala mu lukurato lwaitu twagamba tukwenda kusaininga otaruga main otaruga baloti abataka mu kukiwagira abakuwagira emikono haiguru muzeeyo otaruga main tukwesengereize bw'otaruga main aliwo omukazi agambire gajja kwekola ekintu. Mukama wange President, we still have challenges. Despite the above achievements, Your Excellency, we have pending issues. Like I've already told you, despite the huge budget, we have in place to purchase drugs. The community continue to complain of lack of drugs in our health facilities. As you are aware, Your Excellency, Cabinet colleagues together with MPs have decided to be on ground to mobilize our communities to fight leakage of drugs. And I believe we are almost going to the field. Your Excellency and Mama, despite your commitment to UPE and USE, like I've already told you, students continue to drop out of schools due to illegal charges in government schools. As you guided, we have put up a mechanism of having this habit eliminated, and I promise we shall eliminate this habit. Your Excellency, like I've already told you, that on land matters, the land fund is still minimal. As a government, we need to see that we increase on the land fund so that the question of land in the Bunyoro sub-region is dealt with once and for all. Your Excellency, we have our pending promises, and the caucus of Bunyoro told me that and the contact group, they want to meet Your Excellency at an appropriate time so that they can talk about these other issues, like, you know, you promised these people in Virembo, so they have been on me, they are here. Bagala kusisinkana Your Excellency, ba contact group, aba wano ne Luweero. Your Excellency, the road from Muhoro Road to Kyaterekera Ndaiga has not been worked on up to now, and our people feel that that road can connect us to the other side of DRC. Chegegwa Hapuyo, Karuguza, Bugwara Pachwa Chikwaya, and also Kakumiro Nkoko Ntwetwe Masode. These are liberation roads that the people of this area still need to be tarmacked. Your Excellency and Mama, allow me to thank you all for coming and to thank you for accepting to commission our road. Thank you for commissioning our NRM house. Thank you so much. Your Excellency, that house of NRM costed us 217 million. And this money you contributed 60 million, and I got that some money from colleague ministers and members of parliament, and that's how we managed to put up this structure. I want to appeal to colleague ministers and members of parliament that we can do something within our meager resources without waiting for Mosei, we can do something. We have started with Kakumiro. We can identify another area and we go and do something. I believe we can, and yes, we can. Your Excellency, in the presence of the Vice President, I feel she's better positioned to invite you to speak to your people. Madam Vice President, let me take this opportunity to invite you to come and invite the President. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and Mama Janet, the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports, the Right Honorable Robin Anabanja, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Uganda, the Right Honorable Rukiri Nakadama, the Third Deputy Prime Minister, colleagues, ministers, members of Parliament, Excellencies, the ambassadors, the religious leaders, cultural leaders, and all invited guests in your different capacities. Allow me to congratulate His Excellency the President on the 37th anniversary of the NRM government in Uganda. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, this morning I came from a place called Chobe, that is northern Uganda. And when I arrived here, I saw some people who have come from Karamoja. I also saw some people who have come from Buganda. I saw some people who have come from Lango. And many of them say they traveled this morning, so many kilometers. And very confidently being sure that they will arrive here on time to participate in this very important ceremony. Your Excellency, what I'm trying to suggest is that the NRM under your leadership has created an enabling environment which has made Ugandans to be tightly united and speaking one language of transformation. I stand here to say that because the people of northern Uganda, when I was coming, told me to communicate to you that with that peace and security which they have received for the first time since independence, uninterrupted, they are very sure that you are the only leader who can continue anchoring that kind of peace in northern Uganda. Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Prime Minister has ably articulated the transformative programs which you, as the President, as the Chairman of the NRM, as the Commander-in-Chief, leading all of us are implementing in the country. I will not go into detail on a case-by-case basis. I promise that I will come back here in Bunyoro with the Right Honorable Prime Minister and the leaders of Bunyoro to speak to the people about those programs. Therefore, Your Excellency, allow me to take this singular honor and privilege to invite you to speak to us because we are looking forward to receive your message. The floor is yours, sir.
Sit down, please. Sit down. Excellency Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Ministers, the former Vice President and the former Prime Minister, their Highnesses, the cultural leaders, the Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, all the NRM and local government leaders, the commanders of the armed forces, and the wananchi of Uganda. Atika mbanze mbatebeze katoito aha muganda omuganda muri nyoro bakubaza bata omuganda contribution nugo muganda ka ntebeze katoito abayijukuru omuganda gwa bunyoro aha bulembwa NRM ati hariho cy'abanyankore barukweta ehururu ninga abaganda baketa kawefube omuryono baketa bata ati omuganda gwo kubanza gwecyoka kino arutaro rwa bulembwa NRM bikaba biri byomwezi nkaga okwa kabiri obutwatera kabamba twarugayo n'emotoka twaraba kasambya twasara tweja na bingora twagenda Kyenjojo ari Kyenjojo twakikama tweja Kagadi twagenda Kagadi twakikama tweja police station Isunga elioko maiso aho tuhewe embundu RPG 7B abaseja baamini bakabagirekereho na bomu isatu ezo zikatukonyera maiso aho twaragaho Isunga twaka Karuguza erihe na hano mahiro zinga maira abiri aho twasanga aka police station tuheho otubundu tusatu aho hati engude enungiho ekabere okuruga Karuguza kwija hano Kakumiro kukwata oguru kugenda Nkoko konga tukatwerarikirire abatanzania bakaba inamahe mubende twategereza ngo bashobora kwija kututanga mu maiso hano twasaramo kuraba hagato uko akaguto kabimuno tingoma naitwa arabire okusarira karuguza twagenda okwo mu buguto bubi mu kibira okuhikya saha nka bukarugaho bwira tukyali mu buguto obwo okuhikya nimwijja ku mpabura eitwara biro okwo kwagati okwo tujja twahika nkoko saha zekiro nka saha 5 zekiro hanyuma twaruga nkoko twagenda ntwetwe kiboga noho twatere besi yitu so abantu babunyoro tukabaramu tubaratarabanize n'abapolisi batohereye mbundu busaho utahuteize zona tukaziyaho mu businge twabahubira akajambu ati ogwo kaguri umurundi gwo kubanza ogwa kabiri 85 twatera Kabamba General Sare enaku z'omwezi urunaku rw'omwezi rumu January 85 bweheye muntu nyingi ati barabacyaka kuri yo mu mpungi baragaho bajya kegegwa oko right on nabanje yabe nabaza hapuyo nanyo naraga kuri n'abasirikare runana kujya kubugana bana ba Sare twa okushanga n'umunyoro bacyataki okushangana okwitirana twitirana birembo erinka ondi okayendugireno aho no twiterine abantu amahaga bagene Sare enaku z'omwezi mwenda January 85 twarara hanso heye no mwiga nkuba gweta mu runyoro omugera heye nekisaru ahanyuma bwanca twagenda hisomero lya Birembo abasejja bobote bajja batusangaho saha nka 5 twarwana oburemu bw'amaani twababinga ekiro twaragaho twagenda kusesa tukaturi twaraba nkoko ntwetwe twagarukayo kuri omurukora. That was ejo kabiri karitango mugambe ngo karitango ya kabiri ya kasatu abantu beto bagenda kwiguraho oburemu wa Rwenzori 85 mugwakanaho bakaraba hano bagenda bagenda Rwenzori ogwakana n'ubutwatera amasindi enaku z'omwezi abiri okwa kabiri kinana no kutwahe mundu nyingi muno nzuza tsoboyise okusimbura oburemu. Karitango ya katano ni recruitment no tukatera hoima obo ni nyoya ya ebembera tera hoima ho enaku z'omwezi asatu okwa mukaga kinana nena then yo mukaga nabo amboine numbaza ba contact group abaikare ne batusajika ne batusindikira abasirikare ne batusindikira obukonyezi nabo ekyo ndozire tinkozeso mukisagunu okugambira abayukuru omuganda gwa bunyoro aha bulemu bwa NRM olutalo obulemu kubwahwaire ng'okumubalizi mwikere nimutusagika omukukoma mwebale muno mugenda mu maiso n'okusagika. I was enumerating the contribution of the people of this area to the NRM struggle. I was mentioning the 7 categories of their contribution, which I don't want to repeat because they have heard them. Congratulations to all of you on this occasion of the 37th anniversary of the NRM victory in 1986. That victory came about because of the NRM's 4 principles that we had distilled out of the chaotic politics and governance that had bedeviled Uganda for almost 556 years, ever since the rule of the last Muchwezi king, Wamara, Ruhanja, Njojebunga. Now, some people talk about Uganda as if Uganda started with the British. I really feel offended when I hear people talking like that. We have been here since time immemorial. And we have been here with all sorts of governments. One of the few times we had peace in the whole area was under the dynasty of the Bachwezi, from about 900 AD to about 1350. And this is what I'm talking about here in summary. When the Bachwezi dynasty, you hear them, the Bachwezi, Wamara, Mulindwa, Ndahura, what the Baganda call Mukasa. We call him Mugasha. Those are all Bachwezi. Some were princes, but others were kings. Isimbwa, Simbwa is a Mchwezi. So during that time, this part of Uganda had peace. That's why you hear some of these Wananchi still worship the Bachwezi. They think they were God, they were demigods, because they had brought peace. Now, when their kingdom collapsed, for reasons I don't know, the successor dynasties of the Babito in Bunyoro, Toro, Congo, Balangira in Buganda, the Bahinda in Ankole, Karagwe, Buhaya, Bujinja, etc., the Bashambo in Mpororo, the Bayinjinya in Rwanda, the clan chiefs in Buchiri. That's what we call Lango. Lango is called Buchiri. You know, I really get sick when I hear people talking as if they are foreigners here. I am from here. Nyondo msita wa hanu. Inyo abajungu mugende mwiso nebyanyi. Nyondo wa hanu. So Lango, the name for Lango is Buchiri. Achori, Gani, had been, all these pharaohs, these groups had been incapable of uniting our people and were in constant bankrupt wars of greed and ignorance until the colonialists came on the scene and assigned them to the dustbin of history. Abajungu bayizire obu kama ubona babuteka mu babwihaho. Abakobwa bakabwe saziremu bikara mu ntaro nibarwana bonka Buganda Bunyoro ankore Rwanda nkore omujungu yizire bona yabukwata yabo bagazo kurwana kabarega mwanga bakaba bamazire kwemara mu amani. The colonialists added to the bankrupt politics of tribal chauvinism pushed by the chiefs the poison of religious sectarianism. Abajungu aba bakama bakana nibarwana intaro za mahanga. Omujungu yija yaba yaho bona yabakwata kabarega mwanga abandi bona babundara bafoka abayiru babajungu hati konka salamu kwa mahanga oku kwasigaramu hata abajungu kubeija bayongeramu obutwa salamu kwa madini. Abakatoliki, abaprotestanti, abasiramu hatuwa twaba n'obutwa bw'emiringo ebiri. Obutwa bwa mahanga okunobanagana okwa mahanga na okunobanagana okwa madini. They added, pushed by the chiefs, the poison of religious sectarianism, Catholics, Protestants, Muslims, Jews, etc., that had caused so much human hemorrhage in Europe. Not forget the conflict between the Hindus and the Muslims that had caused the breakup of the Indian subcontinent into the countries of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Obo madini na mahanga buto bwakabi muno busisire bitweka bingi byensi buraya buhindi nkawo koyona na hano. This bankrupt politics of identity, chauvinism, ethnicity and religion could not allow the young state of Uganda following independence in 1962 or its democratic institutions to survive. The crisis between Mutesa and Obote in 1966 and between Obote and Amin in 1971 forced the student revolutionaries to take up arms and lead the masses in the effort to destroy the colonial army, the Uganda army, as well as putting forward the 4 principles of the NRM that, as pointed out above, we had distilled out of watching the chaos between 1960 and 1986. You are familiar with the 4 principles: patriotism, Gonza Uganda, Pan-Africanism, Gonza Africa, socio-economic transformation, okuhindura embera y'abantu, and democracy. Government emerera musingi y'abantu. It is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties. A party like the NRM is not a party of a tribe or a religion. It is the national political party. That's why we win elections on the first round. We have never gone for a second round. But in 1962, when they had elections based on those sectarian grounds, nobody could get even 40% of the support in the country. Because Parliament ekaba ine abakorasi kinana na babiri. Bakabata koma president niga prime minister nakaruruka abantu bona no koma kwa bona bakana bakoma abakorasi bakoma prime minister. At Parliament ya nkaga nebiri ekena abakorasi kinana na babiri. UPC no kwiba kwayo batunga abakorasi 37. DP bambe ikare wejegire yatunga 24. Kabaka yeka no kwiba nengesombi zabo batunga abakorasi 21. Nkabanduho nyunkanduho imwe mkweta history nyuni mbeta current affairs. Nabana abagurusi bakabaroho bano ba second bakintu bakabaroho bona nibaroro. Parliament y'abakorasi kirana na babiri hakaba hatarimu ekitebe ecyabere kine nimusobora kubara percentage. UPC 37 no kwiba kwayo. UPC 37 ekyo kikakiri ekitebe cy'aba protestant n'abasalamu abamu. DP kitebe cy'abakatoliki entebe abakorasi 24. Kabaka yeka nengeso za yombi okutina kinisa abakomi intimidation bakaba ina abakorasi 21. Norora to get majority 50% of the 82 you needed 42 at least. But nobody could get 50%. Why? Because of the sectarian politics. Now, when you see that NRM is winning all this time on the first round, it is because NRM is not a sectarian party. If it was a sectarian party, it would never win. If you try to create sectarianism of religion, you cannot get even 40% of the votes. If you go for tribes, much less. So therefore, it is these principles that enable Uganda to build institutions such as the patriotic political parties, the army. You cannot build an army with sectarian ideology. This is the problem you get in some of these countries. When you hear that a country cannot defend itself, it needs the UN to come and defend it. Big shame. Aba UN okundwanira yowe. Ubu ngwejegire nkabire mbeirenta. But the mistakes start with that poison. If you believe in sectarianism, there is no way you can build a national army or the judiciary and so on that have guaranteed peace all these years. It is those principles that enabled us to build these institutions which have guaranteed the peace you are talking about. That is why we are celebrating now. Patriotism, loving Uganda, and Pan-Africanism, loving Africa, reoriented the Ugandans from following the politics of identity, tribes, religion, gender, etc., to following the politics of the legitimate needs of the people: peace, consumer goods, health, development, education, wealth creation, markets for our product, etc. Izo tukawasomesa twabagambira sti muruge habya mahanga, muruge habya madini, okwesera salamu madini. mureke okurora ogu n'omuntu wehangaki ninga wa diniki, murore ebyetaago byanyu nibisana, mwena ebyetaago bikusana, mwena nimurumu enjara, nimukwatwa, what do they call thirst? Omulinyoro bageta bata iroho, that's Runyankore. Nimukwatwa iroho, nimurware endwaire, ebizibu byanyu nibisana. Abwenki abantu abebizibu bikusana nibesarasaramu, nibechwamu. That was the message of the NRM. On account of that, our economy has grown from a miserable $1.5 billion in 1986 to 48 billion by the end of June 2023. The GDP per capita would be US dollars 1,067. You remember that to enter the middle income category, you need the GDP per capita of US dollars 1,039. This is now the second financial year we have been in that category. So we have already entered the middle income country, the one they have been talking about, but we need 3 years to officialize it. You need 3 years consecutively to be recognized as a middle income country. However, in my view, all these are low targets which Uganda will easily surpass. Why? You remember my admonitions about losing value through the export of raw materials. This low middle income economy we are talking about is still actually mainly a raw materials producing economy, where for a kilogram of coffee we get US dollars 2 for bean coffee, while the wiser foreigners who roast the coffee, grind it, and pack it for sale in the supermarkets get US dollars 50 for the same kilogram. Ogwejegera kwa barkwiragura hati hano ntutunga $2 habwa kilo y'omwana, bali abahera abagezi kubakutwara omwana ogwo bagukaranga bagusa bagutoma ebipapura bo batunga $50. Ito twatunga 2, abagezi batunga $50. Omwana gwaitu I have been trying to wake up our people, and I think that I have finally woken up some Ugandans from this sleep of ignorance. We are going to add value to more and more of our coffee and the other raw materials, cotton, maize, forest products, minerals, etc. This broad spectrum value addition movement will jumpstart our economy in a fairly short time to a $500 billion economy of US dollars 500 billion. I don't want to hear this economy of 48 billion, 50 billion, 60 billion. Ejo ni economy ya wejegezi. Abantu abarakutunda embire numanya kwisama rwimwe. Embire ibitoke byembire nabamanya banyoro. Embire nabazumanya. Hata umuntu atakumanya otokumanya kwisamarwa atunge mbire azuguzondijo oriyo wagure mbire abantu yahisa nuyanyuke shande eshanda gihama marwa amarwa gehamu waraji esente zona abantu yazitwara iwo tsigara mbire ati nimba shomese nimbajantinga orukise mbire orukinge mbire abanu yanyuke shande abenwe yahisa amarwa no kuteka egiwara gimu kuteka abenwe yagiteka for all products. Omwani, pamba, the raw material producer should be the one to make the final product. If we do that, this economy will jump to a $500 billion economy rather than just dozens of billions of dollars. We now have the electricity and we are adding more. We have the varied and massive raw materials, and increasingly we have the entrepreneurs, local and foreign, and we have the African market that we have put in place with our Pan-Africanist communities. I've got one of my friends from Dubai, Mr. Deepak, is there. That man has invested in a number of areas, oxygen and so on. You remember, oxygen. Bitatu oxygen ntujikwatira hano oxygen ero abiki nogenda kusaka oxygen na hano ero. Therefore, on this occasion, I want to emphasize 5 points. These are: be clear about development, entunguka, enkurakurine, donglobo, inachori, apolu, inateso, and wealth, obugeiga, obuguda, lonyo. Twine okwetegereza ebigambo bino bibiri. Entunguka, omulinyo bayeta enkurakurine? Enkurakurana, okay. Ekigambo ky'olujungu development, enkurakurana, entunguka. Nkoruguto runo orutwatongoza izoba lya hati eyo nkurakurana, eyo nentunguka. Beitu omuntu tarkulya chorus tukujja kugenda chorus nekijiko okatandika kutimbaho onindye enkurakurana. Oyina okulya ebyokulya nobitunga emiringo ebiri. Nolima ebyokulya ninga noboine sente nobigura. So the road will not solve your poverty problem directly. You must use the road to grow the food or get money to buy the food. The same with the clothes, the same with whatever you want. So therefore, be clear about development and tunguka on the one side, and wealth, obugeiga. Be clear that socio-economic transformation involves the whole of society to move on two axes: money-based wealth creation with the Chibaro and mass education. Number 3 or 4, stamping out corruption from all government agencies in the central and the local governments. Number 5, stamping out sectarianism. Number 4, stamping out sectarianism and protecting, and number 5, protecting our environment. Those coming to Kakumiro today for the celebrations have seen how many tarmac roads we have done in Bunyoro and how much we have extended the electricity network. The NRM has, however, all this time been telling you that you do not eat tarmac roads, but you eat the food that you have either grown or bought. The same applies to clothing, housing, mode of locomotion, etc. The latter are all part of wealth, and the former, the electricity, are part of development. Therefore, for wealth, we are telling you that every adult must engage in wealth for money with the Chibaro, either as an entrepreneur or as an employee in the four sectors of commercial agriculture, industry, services, and ICT. No excuses for the Wakongozi. You may have a development, but if people are asleep, you can continue with poverty. Why? It is because what eradicates poverty, obworo, obavu, obunaku, chan, etc., is wealth. Development is a mere enabler of wealth creation. Enkurakurana tekusobora kumaraho obunaku. Enkurakurana amasanyalazi, engudo, amaizi gemidumo, amashomero, amarwaro, nibukerezo omusingi. Konko nokukozesa omusingi ogwo kukora obugaiga omuka yawe ninga omukampuni yawe obuguuda obwo nibukumaraho obunaku. Obunaku nibubingwa obuguuda. Enkurakurana nesobora kubaho Kampala enguudo ziriyo buri kicweka. Bita abayaya abakusinga obungi nibasaga Kampala. Korasi erhanu amasanyalazi gari aho, za disco ziri aho, za internet ziri aho, omunaku nawe arihe aho omuyayi tene cyari gukora. Nawe ekyo nimbasaba nokutera muno abebembezi okuhabura abantu ngo obunaku obworo nubingwa obugaiga nobushanga nkahi okuhinga nokurisa nokujuba okurukora sente kandi okwinemu ekibaro. Aha kabiri amakorero amahango ninga make. Aha kashatu obuhereza nkeduka ninga ka hoteli ninga tourism obu n'obuhereza kandi hariho ebyoma ebizira hati ebya ICT nibihereza obugaiga. Nahabwekyo kumuragumene mugambe byombi, mugambe entunguka enkurakurana eyatwena na obuguuda obugaiga obugaga obwa buri maka obwa buri kampani obwa buri muntu. Secondly, our principle number 3, socio-economic transformation, okuva omu mbeera y'obujjajja netubera abomulembe. We need to go from okora ekida kyonka, teach me each keken, subsistence economic activities, and be commercial with the Chibaro, and also ensure mass education so that the whole society embraces a science-led society and get out of ignorance and superstition where people believe that a talo, when somebody has got a swollen leg, where people believe that a talo is caused by a dogo, witchcraft, and not by a bacteria known as Staphylococcus and Streptococcus bacteria that cause that cellulitis. Tulina okuruga omubutamanya nturaba omukusoma n'okukola emirimu ya sente. Therefore, all physical obstacles that interfere with education for all, such as school charges, abakusaba sente amasomero ga gavumenti, esente za gavumenti akusaba ebisale amasomero ga gavumenti tukazihaho omwaka 2008 ba headmaster abamu bakajema baikara ne basaba esente amasomero ga gavumenti cyambiriza abana abamu okuruga mu masomero. Ekyo ntugenda kukiguraho olutaro, mujja kuhurira olutaro lw'amaani. Since many families cannot yet afford the paying of money for education, the government must provide free education in government primary, secondary, and tertiary institutions. The present dropout rate at the secondary schools level of 64% is not acceptable. Stay tuned. You will hear what we shall tell you in a few weeks. Corruption will be stamped out. I congratulate some government agencies. I've seen people that had stolen PDM money and the Myoga money being arrested or being forced to refund the money. That is good. However, it's not enough. I have heard the Bazukuru crying about the district service commissioners selling local government jobs. Abejukuru bangambire ngo emirimo ya local government erahakatare oyino kusasura ngo basasura bagure emirimo aba bantu abonimo mbakenise mukwato bujuru tubakwate tubatware ruzerere emyanya. I have heard of girls being exploited sexually as bribes for jobs. Get evidence, please, devoted members of the public, and we expand and roast those pigs. Embizezo, twagala kuzocha. The DSOs and the CIDs should also be on notice. How does such corruption go on in your area of responsibility and you do not know, or if you know, you do not report? Police, they will be the same. You still hear some elements pushing sectarianism of tribe and religion. We long ago banished sectarianism. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office if it is proved that he used sectarianism even when he is already elected. Bene byokosa amahanga na amadini tukabitekeira ombiragiro omuntu okugamba tumunkome awuka ndi munyoroka asangirwe ninga kagamba munkome abokwa ndi omufuruki wanyu turenda kunyaza abanyoro nonyaza abantu nofoke nabo. Kati abantu abo bona twatunga obujulizi orukukozesa olurimi olwo orukubaganisa abantu ngu naronda obururu nakomwa kandi omurimo gwabe nubaka bamuronzire nibagumbingamu nabwo ekimwe ababunyoro, which is lucky to be an area where many of our tribes are. Make sure that you get rid of this nonsense. You elect somebody because he or she is good, not because of tribe, because of religion, because of this. Mwihe obutu obo omu Uganda, obutu mbwihemu. Mukoma omuntu habwe ebikorwa bye birungi. I believe it is both a criminal and electoral offense. Somebody can lose his or her seat of an elected office even if it is proved that he used sectarianism, even if he is already elected. Why then preserve such parasites? Get the evidence and we get rid of them. They can also be prosecuted criminally. Finally, the issue of the environment, the forests, the wetlands, the river banks, the lake shores, the hilltops, etc., are crucial for our survival. We need water and clean air. Ningonza mmanye ngombintu byone bikuru ebintu bikusinga obukuru nembeho nejembeho eturukwitya hamwe n'amaizi aguturukunywa kandi agarukumeza ebyokurya byone bitukurya nabwo ekyo kandi amaizi ago gargo mbisaru gargo mbibira nabwo ekyo abantu abarukusisa ebibira bakasisa ebisaru abo bantu banyanzugwa ba Uganda. Ningoza mukimanye abako tokusobora kugamba tindi nganjani ya Uganda okatema omusingi gwaitu ogw'obwomezi amaizi ebisaru enyanja ebibira nugwo musingi gw'obwomezi bwaitu ogw'uruhanga yatuhaire. Therefore, interfering with the water bodies or with the forests is actually an act of grave enmity, much bigger than coin or these other enemies. You are threatening our livelihood, our survival. Nimugonza tufoke irungu ndio msenyu nkabanda amurora ahando. We need water and clean air. Both of them come from the wetlands and forests. You cannot say that you are a patriot of Uganda, but you damage our wetlands, our forests, our riverbanks, our lake shores, our steep gradients on which our livelihood depend. Agency yitu iruhanga yatuhere ranga kachango umuringo gwayo ebyo bare mukorore ebyo ebare biba hamto wakasozi ebibaare ebyo hagati y'ekibaare n'eitaka amaizi niho garaba ag'ensoro. Ensoro mugimanya? Ensoro muri Nyoro kirimu? Amaizi ag'ensoro nigaruga omu mabaare denka riri ibaare riri hariya noshanga riri ahansi konka hagati yaryo n'itaka hariho omuhanda. Ati enjura kweri kugwa amaizi garaba hagati y'ibaare n'itaka gashononoka hansi gegukira omu ruhanga nikwo kuhurira ngu n'enshuro mwena mutakukimanya. Enshuro nyo nimbagambira habwokuba nyowe nikashangirwe ka nyowe ndi musita wa hanu nka kuri owaitu ntungamo gari amabaare gumurora kuri oruguru ndigogwa omuri Nyoro nibakweta okuregya niko bakweta muri Nyoro. Okuregya ago amabaare ago nigo garikuregya enjura ekataha mu itaka hagati y'orwazi n'itaka hanyuma ahansi omu ruhanga okatunga enshuro. So abantu okurima mu mabaare mu kisomesa abantu bakirugeho amabaare bagareke omu kasozi murima ahansi ahaiguru amabaare gasigare gaine emiti orwo nirwo rubugo rwaitu orw'okukwata ensoro okutureetera okureeta enshoro ahansi omu ruhanga nikwo yahangira ensi egi. Even food is possible because of air, water, etc. You become a munyanzigwa enemy when you damage this. 40% of our rain comes from these forests and wetlands. It is the 60% that comes from the oceans. How can we destroy ourselves in this way on account of some greedy people? Therefore, be alerted. In a few weeks, I will launch a mega effort to get rid of this parasitism also. Ruhanga abakume.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the wisdom and timely messages always to Ugandans. Your Excellency, you've done your part. You've sensitized the people. You've guided Ugandans. Your Excellency, you've created awareness. You've done everything possible to transform this country. What is remaining, Your Excellency, is our part as the leaders to do what is required of us. Thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, in a special way, allow me to introduce to you the senior officials who have joined us, who have joined you, sir, on this function. The senior officials have been led by Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Lupo Roseper. Your Excellency, we have the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Robin Anabanja Msafiri. Your Excellency, we have the third Deputy Prime Minister of Uganda, Right Honorable Nakadama Lukia Isanga. Your Excellency, we have the Honorable Ministers. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the we've joined by the Honorable Major General Jim Mwes, Minister for Security. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Obua Dennis Hampson, Government Chief Whip. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Chitutu, Mary Goretti, Minister for Karamoja. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Mululi Mukasa Wilson, Minister for Public Service. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Norbert Mao, Minister for Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Kasule Lumumba Justin, Minister of General Duties in the Prime Minister's Office. Your Excellency, we have Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, Sentamu, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development. We do have Honorable Anite Evelyn Kajik, Minister of Investments and Privatization. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Bahati David, Minister of State for Industries. We do have Honorable Alice Kaboyo, Minister of State for Well. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Namyangu Jennifer, Minister of State for Bunyoro. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Singer Rusoke Victoria, Minister of State for Local Government. We do have Honorable Nandutu Agnes, Minister of State for Karamoja Affairs. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Nyirabashis Sarah Mateke, Minister of State for Youth and Children. We do have Honorable Minister Chayune Haruna Kasolo, Minister of State for Microfinance. We do have Honorable Mugasa Grace Mary, Minister of State for Public Service. We do have Honorable Minister Carol Rose Lily, Minister of Ethics and Integrity. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Queen Chui Grace Freedom, Minister of State for Northern Uganda. We do have Honorable Minister Okasai Opolot, Minister of State for Energy. We do have Honorable Jacob Oboth, Minister of State for Defense. We do have Honorable Minister Bika Woya, Minister of State of Health. We do have Lieutenant Colonel retired Dr. Ramirama, Minister of State for Agriculture and Animal Industry. We do have Honorable Minister Dr. Peter Lokeris, Minister of State for Minerals. Your Excellency, you have Honorable Minister Joyce Sebugwao, Minister of State for ICT. Your Excellency, you have Honorable Minister Gwang Peter, Minister of State for Education and Sports. Your Excellency, we have Honorable Sekindi Aisha, Minister of State for Water. We do have Honorable Namganza Passis, Minister of State Housing and Urban Planning. Is there any minister missing, Honorable Ministers? I want to thank you, Your Excellency. Sebo. Hello.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, Your Excellency, sir. Allow me invite the Master of Ceremonies for the Chancellery, Major General George Igumba, to come and present to you those individuals that are indeed to be decorated. They have already been decorated. Thanks to your permission, sir. Major General George Igumba, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda and Commander-in-Chief of the Uganda People's Defense Forces, Ma'am Janet Katam Seven, Honorable Minister of Education and Sports. Your Excellency, to allow me again time, permit me on the protocol that you competently took us through at the beginning of your address. At this year's 37th Victory Day, His Excellency the President is pleased to award medals to deserving persons, and to do the presentation is me, Major General George Igumba, the Master of Ceremonies of the Chancery, as per Section 14(1) and 2 of the National Honours Awards Act 2001 as amended. But before the award ceremony proper, Your Excellency, it is humbly requested that you perform one singular duty of launching the 60th National Independence Medal, the Diamond Jubilee, which will be awarded to exemplary achievers who may be civilians, members of the UPDF, Uganda Police Force, and the Uganda Prison Service, effective this investiture ceremony. The 60th Uganda National Independence Medal is awarded to an individual in recognition of outstanding service and loyalty to the country from 9th October 1962 up to 9th October 22, pursuant to Section 3 of the National Honours and Awards Act of 2001 as amended. Protocol, please. Mzee has launched.
Protocol. The medal.
The launch, His Excellency is supposed to unveil the dummy medal.
Protocol, please.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Now that the Diamond Jubilee Medal has been launched by His Excellency, now the award of the medals. In accordance with Section 3, Part 2 of the National Honours and Awards Act of 2001 as amended, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda has approved the award of medals to 45 persons during the National Victory Liberation Day celebrations. The medals are the 60th National Independence Medal, Diamond Jubilee, the Nalubale Medal, the Dam Medal, and the Luer Triangle Medal. The names of the 45 awardees were duly considered by the Presidential Awards Committee and have been grouped into two distinctive categories as follows: civilian military decorations. One is the 60th National Independence Medal, 37 persons. 2, the Nalubale Medal, 5 persons. And 2, the military decorations, which has the Dam Medal, 2 persons, and the Luero Triangle Medal, 1 person, total 45. Your Excellency, first on the list is Dr. Sentong Robert, a male adult of 57 years, who hails from Kayunga district. He is a highly trained and skilled healthcare worker with a passion for the rural population. As the President of the Association of Surgeons of Uganda, he actively participated and advocated for free rural surgery camps in all regions of Uganda. The surgical camps have since grown and eventually been emulated by other fields of medicine to reach out to the underprivileged Ugandans for free surgical care that would otherwise be hard to access. Next is Mr. Mathias Mulumba, a male adult of 56 years who hails from Mpigi district. He is a senior trainer and supervisor in the Presidential Initiative Program for Skilling the Girl and Boy Child. Using his expertise, he started a workshop in 1983 in Kampala along Mawanda Road, which he used to call upon the youth to join him and learn various skills, including shoemaking, modern repairs, and leather tanning, from which over 1,000 youth have been trained and have managed to set up their own workshops. The third on the list, Your Excellency, is Dr. Matov Ahmed, a male adult of 55 years and hailing from Kayunga district. Dr. Matov Ahmed is currently the district officer, Kayunga district. He has ventured in several research and made several publications in the field of medicine, e.g. factors influencing uptake of prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV in health facilities in Kabarore district, and use of anti-malarial drugs, a case study of Kayunga Hospital, Uganda. The fourth is Professor Dr. Ralph Gall, a male adult of 81 years and a German national. He was an eye care specialist. He operated and cured thousands of Ugandans of eye-related illness in the many years he stayed in Uganda. The fifth is Dr. Samuel Ahmed, a male adult who hails from Kampala City, who set up a state-of-the-art modern dental practice and medical practice facility in 1994. He engaged the then Dental School of Mulago and realized the extreme need to modernize and update the facility. The sixth on the list, Your Excellency, is Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad. May his soul rest in peace. A male who hailed from Kampala City. Dr. Mukhtar Ahmad volunteered as a medical supervisor of Rubaga Hospital for a good number of years, having taken over the mantle from his late father. He founded St. John's Ambulance Service, for which he was recognized and knighted with the Order of St. John by Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, may her soul rest in peace, through the then governor of the Ugandan Protectorate prior to independence. Number 7 on the list, Your Excellency, is Mrs. Mahera Ahmed, a female adult hailing from Kampala City. She was born in the northwestern region of an Indian subcontinent called Kashmir. She first came to Uganda in 1959 during the pre-independence colonial days. She began voluntary work with the Women's Corona Society of Uganda, which was a Commonwealth organization. Next is Mr. Yoram Labu. May his soul rest in peace, a male adult from Buko district. He was a politician, cultural and religious leader. He was the chairperson of REACH program in Chesowe sub-county, championing the fight against female genital mutilation, which reduced drastically and replaced it with education by starting Chesowe Senior Secondary School, which offered bursaries to the victims. Next is Mr. Hanfred Spagatis, a male adult of 67 years and a German national. He is the Chief Executive Officer, Bazungu EV and HS Optic Machines. Mr. Spagatis, in partnership with the Luero District Administration, has supplied free health technical equipment and items that have made it possible to reduce blindness and improve the quality of life of affected Ugandans. Next is His Excellency Dr. Weidmann Wolfgang, a male adult and German national. He was assigned as honorary consul in Germany by His Excellency the President of Uganda in 1877, Rome in 1987. Since then, he has dedicated his life and work without reservation for Uganda's interests and development. He has organized various investment promotion tours for German companies and accompanying them to Uganda. Next is none other than Mr. Kagoye Ahmed, a male adult of 62 years who hails from Jinja district. Mr. Kagoye Ahmed is the current Sergeant at Arms of the Parliament of Uganda. While in this capacity, he has achieved the following. He has ensured security of Parliament at all times, even during those periods of so many bomb scares in Kampala in the 90s. He has successfully played his role during national functions like National Budget Days and State of the Nation Address, among others. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Mr. Omara Bone Otuko, a male adult of 36 years, hailing from Otuke district. Bone Omara is one of the 3 cohort engineers who put their lives on the cross and traveled to Japan during the COVID-19 pandemic to design, build, test, and launch Uganda's first satellite. This momentous achievement was orchestrated when His Excellency the President wrote to the Honorable Minister for Science, Technology, and Innovation to prioritize and focus on space science and technology for the country. Next is Mr. Mujuni Ediga, a male adult of 31 years hailing from Itoma district. Engineer Edgar Mujuni is one of the 3 Ugandan engineers who designed, built, tested, and launched the country's first ever satellite. He holds a master's degree in space systems engineering from Kyushu Institute of Technology in Japan. He too holds a first-class degree in telecommunications engineering from Chambogo University. Next is Mr. Ndaula Ronald, a male adult of 50 years, hailing from Ruel district. He took on business and employed several people in his businesses in the district, thus helping many people earn a living. Next is Mr. Tebusweke Derek, a male adult of 30 years, hailing from Wakiso district. Derek Tebusweke is one of the 3 Ugandan engineers who designed, built, tested, and launched the country's first ever satellite, alluded to earlier. He holds a Master of Science degree in Electrical and Space Systems Engineering from Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan, and a Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering from Makerere University. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Ms. Tamkede Justin, a female adult of 64 years, hailing from Kayunga district. Tamkede took on farming business where she's engaging in both animal and crop husbandry. Under animal husbandry, she raises dairy cattle and earns money by selling milk. On the side of crop husbandry, she majorly grows sweet potatoes and maize. Next on the list, Your Excellency, is Chief Kaziz Boniface, may his soul rest in peace, a male adult who hailed from Ntungamo district. He started the journey of development and patriotism in Mpororo since 1970s. He started serving as parish chief of Omu, Nyanga, Mutojo, Nyakariro, Rwanya, Chempene, and Rubale sub-county as a sub-county chief. Next is Mr. Ziribasanga Robert, a male adult of 53 years who hails from Buyende district. He was the chairman LC5 for Buyende district and an ardent political mobilizer. During his tenure as LC5 chairperson, Mr. Ziribasanga spearheaded establishment of Buyende Seed Secondary School, which is currently serving over 1,000 students. He also led the elevation of Bugaya Health Center 3 to Health Center 4, hence improving health care service delivery within the district. Next is Mr. Senoga Mubanda Joseph, a male adult of 61 years, hailing from Kayunga district. Senoga started working at Kayunga Hospital in 1986 up to 2002 as a clinic officer, and during this period he helped treat many people. Your Excellency, I request that I pause for a moment so that you may have a photo opportunity with the aforementioned beneficiaries as I continue with the list. Thank you, Your Excellency. Following Mr. Senoga Mubanda is none other than Mr. Ruzira Samuel, a male adult of 62 years, who hails from Kayunga district. He is a farmer and famous in the production of pineapples, which covers about 10 acres, banana and maize. In managing his business, he employs over 50 people. Next on the list is Princess Pauline Nasolo Chiyimba, a female adult of 63 years, who hails from Masaka district. Omumbeja Pauline Nasolo Chiyimba is a rare type of cadre who has immensely contributed to the uplifting of the status of women in society and has mobilized tremendously to ensure all government programs, especially those to do with uplifting women, are accomplished. She is among the pioneers of the Uganda Expanded Program for Immunization and pioneers who train midwives in life-saving skills. Next is Sergeant Robert Sempija, a male adult of 60 years who hails from Masaka district. He is a contact for intelligence since 1990s. During the struggle in 1980s, he used to supply food together with the late Yusuf Kavenge for the 3rd Battalion at Chabakuza in the Masaka district. Now, the Nalubale Medal. Which medal is awarded to all civilian activists who have contributed towards the political development of Uganda, either through armed struggle or civil disobedience and otherwise, right from colonial times to date. And on the list are Mr. Setimba Zebron, a male adult of 86 years who hails from Kayunga district. Mr. Setimba employs over 50 people on his farm, which has contributed to an increase in people's income and standards of living. Next is Mr. Rutaisire Augustine, a 54-year-old male adult hailing from Kayunga district. He trained as a fighter and sometimes he was involved in intelligence gathering for NRA fighters. In 1983, his father, Mr. Mbondo, died while in action as he was buried at Nyamazi in the present-day Nakaseke district. Next is Mr. Chamanywa William Kaserebe, a male adult who hails from Hoima district. He was an informer during the liberation struggle. Next is Miss Chomuhendo Eva, a female adult who hails from Hoima district. She provided shelter to the fighters during the liberation struggle. Next is Miss Mboneko Stella, a female adult also hailing from Hoima district. She was an informer during the liberation struggle. Next is the Dam Medal, which is awarded to a member of the military who was or is wounded and or killed in action. And on my list is Mr. Diaz Majere. May his soul rest in peace. He hailed from Umbara district. He served gallantly and was integrated into the Uganda National Liberation Army until late 1981 when he joined the NRA in Luwero. In 1986, Diaz was commanding a force combining Bwaise and Kawempe in Kampala, but was unfortunately shot dead by a fleeing soldier. The second person beneficiary for Dam Medal is Captain Bakatorati Moses. May his soul rest in peace. He hailed from Bara district. He served gallantly and was integrated into the Uganda National Liberation Army until late 1981 when he joined the NRA in Luwero. He continued serving university students until he died in 1990. Your Excellency, the next category is the Luwero Triangle Medal, and the beneficiary is Mr. Sejungo Wile, a male adult who hails from Bende District. He has served as Gombola Internal Sector Officer for Kampala Central with diligence and commitment. He is very reliable in executing his work, and the Resident District Commissioner of Central depends on him. Now, the Diamond Jubilee Medal for service personnel, Uganda Police. Commissioner of Police, Dr. Mugume Martin, a male adult of 43 years, hailing from Ntungamo District. He studied veterinary medicine from Makerere University and joined the Uganda Police Force in 2007 as the Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Police. He has been at the helm of the Police Canine Unit since 2008 to date, where he introduced new breeds of dogs. Senior Superintendent of Police Wamunyerere David D. James, a male adult of 59 years, hailing from Namisindwa District. In 1991, while at Buteba Amugura Detachment, he fought the force of Botebak rebels and killed their commander, Corporal Asimirwe. With his platoon, he fought the rebels and flushed them out of Bustema Forest. Next on the list is Superintendent of Police Anyama Richard Rwakasisi, a male adult of 42 years who hails from Ajuman District. Between 2009 and 2012, while in Moroto as DPC, his achievements were remarkable as he participated in the re-establishment of law and order in Karamoja, where 38 rifles were recovered and 149 warriors were prosecuted and sentenced, and many animals recovered from raiders. Your Excellency, on the list of Diamond Jubilee Medal beneficiaries from the Uganda Prison Service is Ms. Sarah Nalwanga, Assistant Commissioner, Community Corrections, a female adult of 55 years. She hails from Mpigi District. She has served for the last 30 years, and her innovativeness has helped the Uganda Prison Service enhance highly beneficial undertaking in a number of programs in community corrections. The next is Ms. Doreen Asimwe Kazora, Senior Superintendent of Prisons, a female adult of 41 years hailing from Rukunjiri District. Upon completion of training, she was posted to work at the Luzira Women Prison as the Cadet Assistant Superintendent of Prisons. In April 2016, Ms. Asimwe was given command of the Uganda Government Prison, Chitala, as officer in charge of a male prison where she excelled and was later promoted to Superintendent of Prisons. Next is Mr. Maxwell Ogwal, Principal Officer Class 2 and a tailor. He is a male adult of 58 years hailing from Apache District. He is currently in charge tailoring section in Upper Prison, Luzira, as Class A tailor instructor. He is a dedicated officer, dependable with a high level of maturity and self-drive. Next is Kiplimo Philip, number 12106, a corporal, male adult of 31 years hailing from Kapchura District. His passion for sports placed him in the sports department. The name Kiplimo Philip is a domain in sports world and cannot go unnoticed. And next is Ajok Dokas, number 13380, Assistant Matron, a female adult of 31 years hailing from Alebtongo District. Dokas is a very talented athlete and has represented the country in the national team for several international competitions. Beneficiaries of the Diamond Jubilee Medal from the Uganda People's Defense Forces are Resistance Officer Veteran number 00184, Colonel Retired Dick Bujingo, a male adult of 67 years hailing from Chihura District. The retired senior officer joined the National Resistance Army UPDF on 4th August 4th October 81 and participated in the People's Progress struggle as well as fighting insurgencies. He also participated in the Hoima, Masindi, Birembo, and Kembogo battles in 1983. Next is Resistance Officer number 07843, Colonel Mark B. Mugarura, a male adult of 48 years, hailing from Kanungu district. The senior officer joined the Uganda People's Defense Forces on 28 November 1995 and has significantly contributed towards the mainstream training of youth officers and militants at military schools, academies, and colleges. Next is the Resistance Officer number 00337, Lieutenant Colonel retired Charles Varija, 63, male adult, hailing from Chirura district. The retired senior officer joined the People's Progress struggle on 1st June 1981, serving diligently until his retirement. Next is the Resistance Officer number 07703, Major retired Joseph Mugalia, a male adult of 57 years, hailing from Palisade district. He joined the UPDF on 4th August 1997 and trained on helicopters and fixed wings during his service to date. Next is Captain John Chrysostom Mubiru, a male adult hailing from Pigi district. He is a well-known fighter in the liberation wars of Uganda since 1963, when he joined the Uganda Army up to the rank of captain. Number 44 on the list is UD 001140 Lieutenant, retired Kiza Vincent Salongo, a male adult from Wakiso district. The officer is a technician who now is self-employed as a mechanical and electrical technician. Your Excellency, last but not least on my list, is none other than Resistance Officer number 1663, Lieutenant Jack Vamunoba, a male adult hailing from Barara district. He is a retired Army officer who monitors the Akasimo project and is a security supervisor commander. He joined the Bush War in 1980 with Uganda Freedom Fighters in Nairobi. In 1991, he joined the UFM ranks after training in various places in Uganda. Your Excellency, that marks the end of my submission. I do thank you for your kind attention and indeed patience for God and my country.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Apologies, Your Excellency. Allow me also, Your Excellency, to introduce to you the senior leaders of this country. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Secretary General of the Nrm Party, Right Honorable Richard Todrom. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Namayanja Rose. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Honorable Minister Sempija Bamlangachi Vincent, Minister of Defense. Your Excellency, we've been joined by Honorable Ntabazi Harriet, State Minister for Trade. Your Excellency, we've been joined by Honorable Golobi Amos, State Minister for Planning. Honorable Katumba Wamala, Minister for Works and Transport. Honorable Minister Huda Eleru, Minister of State for Defense. Honorable Minister Tom Botime, Minister for Tourism. Honorable Minister Hajati Minsa Kabanda, Minister for Kampala. Honorable Minister Judith Nabakova, Minister of Lands, Housing and Urban Planning. Honorable Gume Frederick, Minister of State for Cooperatives. Honorable Fred Byamukama, Minister of State for Transport. Honorable Anya Kwon, Minister of State for Disaster. Honorable Kabyanga Godfrey, Minister of State for National Guidance. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Honorable Members of Parliament. Honorable Members of Parliament, can you please stand and prove your presence by waving to His Excellency the President and Mama, the First Lady. Tagenda. Your Excellency, in a special way, allow me to introduce to you Honorable Matia Kasaija, the Minister of Finance. Your Excellency, we've been joined by the Central Executive Committee and NEC Central Executive Committee, can you please stand? NRM SEC members, and NEC, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency the President and Mama, the First Lady. Headed by the Right Honorable Secretary General of the NRM Mighty Party. Your Excellency, we are honored to have all the RDCs, RCCs, and their deputies of this great region, Bunyoro region. RDCs, wherever you are, can you please stand and welcome Your Excellency the President and Mama. Your Excellency, we have all the LC5 chairpersons and the entire leadership of district of this great region. Can you prove your presence by standing and wave to His Excellency the President and Mama? Your Excellency, allow me to introduce to you the Dame of the Land title. Minister of Lands, please. Minister of Lands. Can you introduce to us all the beneficiaries of the land titles? Can you please bring the Dame of the Land title? I expect all the beneficiaries of the land titles to have their land titles in their hands. Your Excellency, on this function, we've been joined by the district NRM chairpersons. NRM chairpersons, can you please stand and wave to His Excellency the President? All the NRM chairpersons. Your Excellency, and with your permission, we do have two cultural performers. I humbly request to allow them present to you, sir, Your Excellency. At this time, allow me to invite St. Andrea Women's Group, Kakumiro Parish. Can you please move forward and entertain us?
Fish. DJ come. Ayo! Urira taona kukura hamu nigwo musingi ngudo nyaburungi everywhere you go ukangale koburo mama Daire mpinduka tukozira buchweka embe kuikali tule Tutwaikiriza mani gaitunangwa gakapabusa jaguzabo businguzi oye mama 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 Titwaikiriza mani gaitunangwa Ulira digida obulwa buli wabwanyalamu Kaiwe anya kugwijagire turubatire hamu ebinya kukoziwe kulakulana yabona bidye mu byoga waye rupinezindi tusibe mutukobore olekolole Uganda nyakwanga sana naenale bufoleva sisi mukaiwe anya kugwijagire itwena turubatire hamu bidyeora ebinya kukoziwe kulakulana yabona bidye mu byoga waye rupinezindi tusibe mutukobore olekolole Uganda nyakwanga sana digida mama
Aye, aye, tutaira mpinduka, titwaikiriza wewe, nangwa, tuchaguze, mama, mwebale nnyo, tutaira mpinduka. Titwaikiriza wewe, titwaikirize ngaitubajo gona gona, titwaikirize bojo, titwaikirize bojo, Thank you very much, St. Andrea Women's Group. A man behind them supporting them. Can leave the stage. Thank you, Mr. President. It is my first time, and I'm so humbled. Thank you so much.
Thank you, St. Andrea Women's Group. This is a special announcement. The Right Honorable Prime Minister has prepared lunch for all of us at her home. Take note of that.
Your Excellency, with your permission, allow me hand over to the parade commander to march off the colors. Parade commander, please.
Mheshimiwa Rais, huo ndio mwisho wa gwaride. Naomba kutoa bendera uwanjani, Mheshimiwa Rais.
Tambulu tuvayu. Aishino mukazi. From a member of parliament. It was should be coming. She was in the tennis parliament. Pardon? She was in the tennis parliament. Even in the senior. Parade Commander handing over to the 2IC, Lieutenant Colonel Evelyn Asimwe, Member of Parliament, former Member of Parliament. Hongera sana Parade Commander. Please a hand clap for the Parade Commander for a job well done. Kano Robert Ochama, hongera sana kwa kazi uliyofanya. Thank you, generals. Thank you, senior officers, for that upload. He deserves it. Honourable Minister.
thank His Excellency the President and Mama for presiding over at this national function. Thank you, Your Excellency and Mama. I thank Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers and Members of Parliament, the Right Honorable Secretary General, the SEC members and NEC, all leaders at various capacities for participating at this national function. I thank you. Who have been carrying out male safe circumcision and treating all diseases here at Kakumiro. Thank you so much for the work well done. I've been informed by the Right Honorable Prime Minister that lunch for the ministers, honorable ministers, and members of Parliament will be served at the residence of the Right Honorable Prime Minister. The rest of the public will be served here at this ground. I thank you.
Ati muchanganukire abakakumiro. Muchanganukire bakweto kuchanganuka ngo bakweto muri nyoro ataro ensonge mu engonze rugeyo abokutunga ebyapa hano ntereho omukona hachandiko hano betini ngonza either Prime Minister or Minister Nabakova obagambe ebyapa barabisanga no hala kisobora kulungi baraza muzinda wa Vice President aho abe byapa nimba manya muryaho konka abo wingi bw'abantu tumusobere kujya hano baitu Prime Minister neja kubasoborera ayo murasanga ayo mukija kusanga ebyapa byanyu ebyapa bya amataka agabajungu bayibire hamwe n'abamengo abo mururu
Mukama wange President ebyapa bibaire bitekanizibwa era abantu abamu babifunire oiroho babaire baingi tibatunga covid test kandi nanu ali afunda babateeka mutenti kuli ebyapa abamu babifunire baitu kwenda kumanyisa tutekanize na Ministry ya Lands abantu basigale ne batunga ebyapa aliwo abasangire bafunire kyaleero aliwo bibaire bitakabaire redde bibajja kutungira Kibale zone office kandi Your Excellency nkusaba otuyambe omuruka gwa Kasingo hano muri tuli omuruka gwa hano Kanyawawa na handi ekyapa ekyo kyali mu mabara ga Baganda government ya Buganda bakihindura bakiteko mu government ya Bunyoro
Kibaganda abo mururu.
Yes, tukusaba Your Excellency
mureke kuhangiriza Abaganda nabo bakabana nibabona
Your Excellency tukusaba ekyapa ekyo kiro mairo musanju ne kichweka tukusaba government through Uganda Land Fund ekyapa ekyo kigule nuko abantu bahano abakuba ebyapa babipimire bakuteeka muri nikiolekyango ekyapa ekyo kiri mu mabara ga Bunyoro saha zino abokugarurwa ebintu pesanga ekyapa ekyo
abo bona ebyabamahiro tukamaraira ekigere kya sente zonka Prime Minister bwanansoborera kurungi ntujja kutunga sente ab'omuruka guno abakuba tukolera hano okujaguza ningoza nenyo musemererwe. So ogamba kino abakuba nti yogera mu Luganda.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Temugamba nti Abaganda be batwala ettaka ab'omululu.
Your Excellency, tukwebaza olwadda check. Omulimu tugukoze nga tulina Right Honorable Prime Minister wamu ne ba ministers bonna ab'omu kitundu kino. Twasobodde okufuna ebyapa 12 nga abatuuze basasudde n'emisolo egya gavumenti egy'ebyapa ebyo era ebyapa ebyo ebimu tubigabye naye nga Right Honorable bwannyonnyodde tebasobodde kutuuka eno bali wali eri abasoose okufuna ku byapa ebyo.
Banafuna batya?
Abalala abasigadde kubanga twapima plots 4,500 abasigadde n'abatasobodde kufuna byapa leero okutandika ne Mande.
Naye ebyapa biri mu manya g'abantu bamanyiddwa.
Ebyapa biri mu manya Your Excellency ag'abantu abamanyiddwa mu kusooka byali mu manya ga Uganda Land Commission. Naye Uganda Land Commission ne signinga transfer forms ebyapa ne bizibwa mu manya g'abantu bannannyini ttaka abalina okuba nga bafuna ebyapa. Pozi Your Excellency kye nasanze nga ntambula nti abantu basiimye nnyo omulimu guno gw'okoze era mulimu n'abamu obwedda batunula ku kyapa ng'agamba iyi ddala kino kyange muzeeyi nga nkoze bulungi okulaba nga nange nfuna ekyapa kye nali sirowooza kufuna. Ate ekirala Your Excellency omulimu guno gwatandika 2019 kaakati ebyapa tutandise kubigaba today mu kitundu kino naye waliwo abaali balina ebibanja ejjukira ekitundu tekyayina byapa ne babanga ebibanja byabwe babitunda ate gavumenti nejja nebanga esasudde absent landlord. Kati ebyapa ebimu byabadde bikomeddewo manya g'abali abatunda ebyapa. Naye bwe mbadde ntambula mu weeks ze tumaze mu kitundu kino abantu nembaga nti nedda president yabasasulira ettaka ne gavumenti bali ababaguza kye balina okukola ku signinga transfer forms era Your Excellency ne chairpersons b'ebitundu mu Kakumiro Kibale ne Kagadi twabagamye nti buli eyatunda gavumenti yagulira abantu abatudde ku ttaka ettaka kyalina okukola yadde ng'ekyapa kikomeddewo mu linnya lye ku signinga transfer form oyo atudde ku kibanja kyoba ku ttaka eryo abenga yafuna ebyapa kubanga bo baligaba dda ne babanga balifunamu ssente ate tutwagala tufune balandlords abalala tubenga tuguze ettaka ate waveeyo omulala olw'okuba yali atunze olw'okuba kati yalina ekyapa babenga batuzza mu sayiko eyo ey'okwetooloola era twakiriziganyiza nti omulimu ogujja kukolebwa.
Mufuna obudde ne Prime Minister munyonyere bulungi abantu.
Yes sebo.
Mufuna obudde obulala banyonyere bulungi mu radio.
Tweyanza nnyo Your Excellency. Thank you so much.
Mwebale nnyo.
Your Excellency nga tonaba kuvaawo abasawo aba Ministry ya Health tukabasaba baije bakole obuyjanjabi bajjanjabira abantu 3,400 buchaga baija hano abaina amaiso agalwaire abaina bakola cancer screening bakola nabano abakyara baina kansa wa mabere babakebeire twasangamu abaina kansa banna. Your Excellency baini nsaba ngubuli waraba oga national function abantu bagenda mu bichweke ebyo abasawo babakebere abantu baina endwaire nyingi abatakusobola genda hara omubakugu baina nkikusaba Your Excellency webale muno.
Okay, ekyo turakibazaho ati Prime Minister nabaza abanyankano bakyeta okutsirika abaganda bakweta ngo nokugema okugema endwaire tukatandika n'endwaire 6 beitati ntugema endwara 13 abasawo bakobeni basomesa endwaire ezo bari kugema beitu enkuru muno kokugema abaisiki abato barimo kukwatibwa ekokoro ya nyinenda abaganda bakweta n'abana omwana omuto kumugema hariho omusawo hano omusawo wa district arinka omusawo arinka atwine ijo zamuzinda rubagambira atwine n'omuganda n'abagambira uruganda abaisiki abato bona omusawo nija kubagambira emyaka abaine okugenda bakabatsirika ekokoro ya nyinenda
Nza kukozesa orunyankore ningira nimuza kuruhurira aba Bunyoro. President ekiyana agezeho kwegesa n'okugira ngu endwara hateze kugema n'endwara 13 konka omu byanagambaho yanagamba endwara erikwata omuno gwa nyinenda omu baishiki ninga omu bakazi aze endwara egyo nergaho akakoko ka virus akubakweta human papilloma virus. Haza hariho omubazi oguri kugema kw'okugema omwishiki w'emyaka 10 emyaka 9 n'emyaka 10 nangwa no byakuba yahikira ha myaka 15 onka yagemwa aza kahezayo dozi 2 omwishiki ogwo no bakura akakoko ako kamukwata tukakubasa kumurwaza kansa ninga ekokoro eya nyinenda kandi ni bumwe aha bitukugema embaze egeri amarwariro gaitu gona ntubashaba ngo abakuturikiza mutwara abana banyu mwena abana mutagemesa abana bonka abaishiki kureka mugemese n'endwara ezindi zona abo kuba n'endwara ezindi zona ezi 13 harimu polio, harimu obusheru, harimu diphtheria y'abana bakyeta ki hariho akarakiro
diphtheria kafura harimu TB, harimu hepatitis, harimu HPV n'ezindi zona so ntwenda rwiri ngu mugume mutwara abana banyu murebe ngu mwahezayo na dozi zona nambwe n'ekicweka kuntu mukoraje immunization coverage tinungi tekashikira aha rengo tukwetenga ntubashaba mwena bakuturikize muhurikize okuhabara kwa president murengo abana baitu bona bagemo abo ko embaze riyo kane yabusha ziri ndwara mukaga zitwatandikire nazo obuseru polio TB ziri mukaga atukongeraho ezindi zone ndwara ezo kugema ziri 13 harimo neno eyo kutanga abana bita besho kurwara kokoro ya nyinenda korko mugema emyaka yona tarkwatwa nyinende akakoko ako ka nyinende kokoro ya nyinenda nabo cyabana okutabagema numba mfokira abanyanzu babo ogo mwana neja kutunga bizibu abo ko mzerewe tafireyo naba health omukicweke tubakufayo okabeno basomesa radio tukwikara mu marwariro kutegereza abantu bayija bafere mu irwaro nikyetaaga basomesa abantu okwekingira endwaire tukubategereza barware beja babyama mu marwaro mwebale muno.
I want to thank you, Your Excellency and Mama, once again for presiding over at this national function. His Excellency the President and Mama will leave at leisure, followed by Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Prime Ministers, Honorable Ministers, Right Honorable Secretary General, and other officials will follow. I thank you. I wish all Ugandans a happy NRM's Day. In my country, I've been Babiri Emile Babalanda, the Director of Ceremonies, and here with me, Assistant Directors of Ceremonies, Madam Alice Mwanguzi and Brigadier General Felix Kulaije. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Abazukulu ba muzeeyi mwebala okujja. Bakaders mwenna, abamobilizers mwenna aba NRM mwebala okuparticipatinga. Aba media mutukoze bulungi nnyo mwebalidde ddala temujjanga okwo mwe abasinga. Omukulu Sewava Sebo kada waffe tukulabye awo Sewava Habibu Serwaji tubalabye mwebale nnyo mwebale okujja. Buli muntu mu kiti kye tumusanyukidde mwebale nnyo mwebale okujja. Abayimbi mwenna bannakakumiro mutukoze bulungi temujjanga okwo. Mukama abatuweere nnyo omukisa.